Right, I've been asked by a lot of people to do a haircut tutorial for at home during this whole COVID-19 coronavirus bullshit. So here you go. I'm going to show you a video that I recorded years ago when I was Global Artistic Director for Oster on a traditional men's fade. This haircut can be used, the same techniques and procedures for a little boy, a man, of any type of a fade. Now your at-home hair cutting kits usually are going to be a clipper somewhat similar to this that has an adjustable lever on the side right in through here. And they'll come with a variety of different types of comb attachments, all kinds of different sizes and shapes. So when you see me do the video and you see me using steel blades, and I refer to a blade as a number 2 or a number 1.5 or a number 1, your comb attachments basically are the same thing. You put the comb attachment onto your clipper, and if it's a number 2 attachment, and I use the number 2 blade, you want to use your number 2 attachment. See in the video that I start with a thicker blade, which leaves the hair longer. So you will do the same thing where you will start with a thicker comb attachment and then move your way down like I do in the video. So check this out. Let's hope this helps. And remember, this might just help you get by, but we'll be there to fix you when we get back. Hey there guys and girls, this is David Green, the Global Artistic Director for Oster Professional Products. We're going to do a how-to haircut for you today and going to show you step by step on how to do a traditional fade. We're going to use the Oster Classic 76 with multiple blades. We're going to use the Fast Feed by Oster, which is an adjustable clipper, and we're going to finish up with the T-Finisher by Oster. So we're going to show you step by step exactly how to do a traditional fade. So let's get started. Now, as we get ready to get started, we're going to start out with the Classic 76 right here. And we're going to start this haircut out with the size 2 on it. Number 2 blade, we're going to come in here, we're going to lay it flat on the head. Now, I'm going to refer to the front of this blade as the toe and the bottom the heel. We're going to come in here, lay it flat, run straight up the head. Now watch the toe of the blade, the top portion, ride straight up and straight off the head. Let it come up, the toe comes off, the heel rides off. Don't follow the round of this head. If you follow the round of that head, you're going to round out this fade. Every guy, every head shape is completely different. So to prevent a fade from taking on an egg-shaped look, you want to prevent rounding out this area of the skull. So come in here, again, keep it flat, ride it straight up, straight off. Straight up, straight off. Move around the back. Go forward for me. Keep it flat. Now don't be afraid to put pressure with the blade on the scalp. It's not uncomfortable, it doesn't hurt your client. You've got a flat piece of steel riding on the head, so just run it straight up and straight off. Keep moving around. Again, this is the number 2 blade that is on the Classic 76. Keep turning. Lay this ear down out of the way. Watch how I grab the ear, lay it down out of the way, come in behind it. You want to prevent this moving blade right here from coming in contact with any of this ear tissue when you're running up this blade. So to prevent that, make sure you grab the ear, bend it out of the way, come around it. And now we'll come right into the sideburn area. Keep it flat. Run it straight up, straight off. This will get you, by keeping this flat on the scalp and riding it straight up and straight off, this will get you at the right height for this fade to fit this individual. Now when you've got that done, I'll come around and I'll quickly go just around all the top. One last time, straight up, straight off. Make sure I'm at the same height all the way around. Just like that, nice and simple. Now, when we get done with the number 2 blade, we're going to pull this off and we're going to switch it to the 1.5 blade. So I'll come in here, I'll pull this off, turn it on as I slip on the next size down, which is a 1.5. Let's oil this blade. Grab your oil, come in here, put a drop on each side and one in the middle. Let it disperse that oil. Again, grab your spray disinfectant every time a blade is going to come in contact with a client. Pick it up, spray underneath, spray on the surface on the outside. Now what we're going to do with the next blade size down is we're going to actually come in here. We're going to ride this up. We're going to put it flat, completely flat, ride it up, and then we're going to roll out. We're going to come up about 3/4 of the way and watch my motion as we scoop this out. Come in here, holding it flat, come up, let it scoop right out. This will blend the 1.5 blade size into that size 2, right in through here. Lay the ear down. Watch me come around here, and the top portion of the blade does not make contact with the skin. Look at this portion of the blade. It will not touch the scalp as I come up and around the head. Come around the ear, right up, and roll it out. Come up. The beauty of a good fade is you have no lines of demarcation from one blade length to the next. You want no shadows. Shadows will give you length difference. If you see a shadow, you've got a shorter length and a longer length that did not blend together. Lay this ear down. Again, watch the top portion of the blade. This area right here. As I come, ride that right around. Come right in the sideburn area, flat, come up, roll it out. Now let's come in this temple area, bring this over on edge, and you'll only see a few teeth working on it. This whole back portion, right in through here. None of this touches the scalp. This area in the temple should also fade into the haircut. Come to this side, again, watch the bottom portion of the blade. This is what I'm referring to. And just taper that in as well. Now we've got the 1.5 blade done. Let's snap that off. And we're going to put on the 1A blade. That's the next size. So we come in with the 1A blade. Turn this on, slap it in place. Once again, grab your blade lube, oil it, one drop on each side, one in the middle. Grab your spray disinfectant and shoot it on both sides of the blade. Come in with the 1A blade, and now we're going to stay down even lower. We're only going to come into this area. Pull this skin tight, lay this down, Come in and watch my wrist roll that out. Come right around this front temple area. Right around the ear, lay it down. And look at the top half of the blade. This area does not make contact with that scalp. Right around the ear, pull this down out of the way. I'm still on edge. Look at the bottom half. This is the bottom half. Go forward, come right up the back now. Go all the way across the back. Trying to stay at the same height of where you scoop this out as you go across the back. This area of the ear, let's bend the ear down, hold it down with your thumb. Come in with the bottom portion of the blade. The top portion does not make contact with the skin. Go right up and around. Come in the sideburn area, keep it flat, and pull this tight. Watch me pull this tight. Pull it tight, come up, scoop it right out. Right in this front temple area. I'm going to come in here. Right there. Now you see where we've gone from a 1A to a size 2, and there's no lines of demarcation and no shadows going on in this portion of the cut. So at this point, let's set the 76 down, and we're going to switch to the fast speed. Let's grab the fast speed. This is a pivot motor clipper with an adjustable head on the side. At the closest setting, this will cut at a 3-0 on the skin. At the longest, it'll be a size 1. A 3-0 is about 3 days growth from bald. A size 1 is approximately 10 days to 2 weeks, somewhere in that ballpark. Turn it on, grab your oil. We want a drop of oil on each side and one in the middle. Grab our can of spray disinfectant, come in here and shoot it underneath and shoot the outside as well. Now the next blade size down from a 1A is a size 1. And what we're doing is coming backwards in blade sizes. A 2 is longer, 1.5 shorter, 1A is the next size down. Now remember what I said, the longest setting is a size 1 on here. So we're going to use this tool, back it off on the longest setting. I'm going to just lightly come up on the burns, very lightly, not a lot of pressure. Come right around the temple area. Then I'm going to push it in about halfway. On a blade size, detachable blade, that's called a 0A. So I'm on a 0A setting right around this temple area. This is as short as we're going to take the sideburns as we want to see them. Now, back it off on the longest setting again. I'm going to come around the ear on edge. Now watch me place this tool right against the skin on edge and let the blade pick that hair up and feed it to the cutting blade. Lay the ear down, come right up and around, nice and easy. Come on the back. Again, we are on the highest setting. We're going to come in part way. Now if you remember, with the 1A blade, we came up to this area. So I'm coming up about halfway with the size 1 setting on the fast speed. All the way across the back. Now when I get to this side, I'm going to go in right to the middle setting. That's about a 0A. We're going to stretch the skin down here. And I'm going to come up, and now we're going to come up halfway into that size 1 setting. Work your way the other direction. This saves time by going back and forth across the back. Come to this side, you're staying lower with each pass. Now, all the way down to the 3-0. That is the closest setting. come down in here and stay down even lower. And watch my wrist keeps doing this. I keep scooping this out. Come in here. All the way over to this side. Now we've got that whole back done. Let's back this up to the longest setting again. We're going to come around the ear right here, lay this down, put it on edge, a few teeth, let the blade pick the hair up, feed it to the cutting blade. Come in just a little lower, clean that out. On the size 1 setting again, on the sideburns, come in here, light pressure, and just roll this out. Come right around this temple. Come right around this temple. Lower it down halfway to the 0A setting. And there you've got that cleaned up. Now, we will leave all of this area, the finish line and the neckline, we will leave that till the very end. What we want to do now is marry the top and the sides together. Now, when I get ready to come into the top, I'm going to spray it down lightly. You can work with wet or dry hair. There's no right, there's no wrong. It's whatever your preference is. I prefer to work with damp hair as these tools are very powerful. And when you cut short, dry hair, it explodes off the end of the blade and it'll land on your arms and land on you. So to prevent that from happening, if you dampen the hair down, when you come into this, it'll prevent it from flying. So come in here, just mist the hair down. Now as we come in to do this, let's explain the combs here. I'm going to come in using a wide clipper comb. This is called the flat top comb by Oster. And the reason is when you come clipper over comb on a clipper, I want to use the entire surface of this blade for me at one time. You see how the entire blade works on the comb. If you come in with a thin comb, you will only have a small portion of this blade that works for you at one time. Well, that makes it very difficult to blend lines. It can do it, you can do it, but it's very hard. Let's not make this hard, make this easy. Come in with a wider comb. We're going to come clipper over comb with the classic 76. We're going to take off the 1A blade, was the last blade we used on here, and we're going to put on the 3-0 blade. So turn this on, snap this in place, right here, come in here with your oil, put a drop on each side, one in the middle, hit this with spray disinfectant, hit underneath, and hit on top as well. We get ready to come in, comb this hair down, and what we're going to start to do is blend this marriage points right here in the cut. So we're going to lift this out, watch me lift this with the comb. I'm going to come in here, rest the heel flat on the head right here as we pull it out. Use that heel to your advantage to come out to that length. You have a guide right here from where you came straight up. Blend that together. Come in underneath, pull this out, run this across, and everything that extends out beyond that comb gets cut off. Right there, nice and simple. Now when you do your clipper over comb, this beveled edge right here on the blade, that is what actually rides across the comb to do the cutting. You don't want to flatten this out and have the heel, this area, right across the comb, as it will leave a gap between the teeth of the comb and the teeth of the blade. You need that tension of the hair laying against the teeth of the comb when the blade hits it to cut it off. So again, your beveled edge right here is what will right across to cut it off. Come in here, keep moving. Come right around the other side. Bring this down. Lift it out. Go right across it. Blend this into the back. Come in here, lift it out. We're blending this together. Come right into the round of the head. Come into this other side. Now you see that blend already starting to happen for you. All comes together. Now let's shorten up the top. So when I shorten the top, turn this upside down in your hand at this point. What I mean by that is come in this way. Get comfortable with this tool. Move it around in your fingers, in your wrist. You're going to have a lot of movement in your wrist, a lot of movement in your elbow, a lot of movement in your fingers. We're going to come into the top, flipper over comb. If you held it in this position, when you come into the top, look at my wrists and look at my hand. See where I'm at? I'm bent real strong right here. Prevent that. Come in here, hold it this way. Come in here, relaxed, your shoulder is down, your elbow is down, and your wrist is straight. So as we come into the top, come in right here, lift it up, hold the comb flat, gently set your flipper on it, and go across. Now I'm lifting up to the length I want. I'm about 1 inch long on the top. Lift this up. Your first cut you make establishes your guide. Just like when you're using shears. Your first cut you make establishes your guide. So we're coming here. I'll move out to the round of the head now, right here. I'll lift up, pull it up, knock that down. We'll come into the other side. Right here. Lift this up. I have a guide established on the whole top that we previously already cut. Come in here. Match in the round of the head to that top. And go right around the crown area. Right around it. Tie it together. Now we're going to shorten up this crown area. There are times where you're going to have somebody who has a cowlick right here that wants to stick out. A lot of people will try to leave that cowlick longer to lay down. It won't work. It will still stick up. When you're doing hair this short, a traditional fade, short in the top, you want to shorten that cowlick so that if it does stick out, especially on the grow out, so that the cowlick does not extend beyond the shape of your haircut. So let's come in here. We will round this in. Watch the comb, the position of the comb as I take that cowlick right out. And shorten that right out. All the way around. Take this down. And shorten that cowlick right out. Let's do a little blend right in through here. As I stand back, I can see a little bit of a ledge right in through here. When you're doing this type of work, it's very important that you use your mirror. The mirror will give you a dimension you can't see when you're standing right here. When you look into the mirror, as I stood back, I could see a little bit of a ledge right in through here. When I'm standing right here, you can't see it. If you use your mirror, it will give you that dimension from a distance that points that out. So train your eye to look for shadows, imperfections by using your mirror when you're doing this type of work. Come in here, do a little blend on this. Just like that, nice and simple. Now, let's come in and shorten the bangs. I'm going to dampen this down again. I'm going to come in here, I'm going to comb the bangs down. I'm going to use the 3-0 blade. Before we go any further, touch your blades. As you're using these blades a lot, and the machine's running a lot, you can't get these blades hot, as it's two pieces of steel rubbing together at a high rate of speed. Touch your blades. If your blade feels hot, if it's starting to get warm, grab your cool lube right here and come in through here and turn the machine on and spray the underneath side and spray the entire outside. Spray the entire outside right there. This will instantly cool the steel down on that blade and give it light lubrication to prevent it from building heat. You don't want these to build the heat. Once a blade starts to get hot, it will build heat faster. So hit it with cool lube to keep it cooled down. Just come into the bang area. Now watch what we're going to do. We're going to comb this down, and then I'm just going to place the comb right underneath right here, not as a guide, just simply to prevent the hair from falling directly into your client's face. So I comb it down, I'll come in here, I'll shorten my length to exactly where I want, go right against the skin with it, just like that, and knock that out. Come in right here, comb this down, over their eyes. Knock that out. Come into this side. Perfect. Nice and easy. So let's turn off the 76. Let's get ready to come in and do the finish work at this point. The T-finisher. Now the T-finisher has a T-shaped blade on it right here. You see the little protrusions on the side right in through here? That allows you to reach in around the ears so much easier than a narrow blade. So we're going to come in here. We're also going to switch out and come to a finer comb. We're going to come in here before we start. What are we going to do? Yeah, you got it. We're going to oil it first. Put a drop on each side, one in the middle. Are we going to use spray disinfectant? Good answer. Yes, we are going to use spray disinfectant. Shoot it underneath and on top. Come in through here. We're going to comb this down with the finer portion of the comb. We're going to outline all of this hairline. So we'll come in here, come right to the hairline, clean this up, bring out this portion right here, come right to the edge of the hairline, cut that out, right around the sideburns, and right up and around the ear. Lay the ear down. We'll come in behind it. Again, with that T shape, reaching in. Comb this hair down. Come in here and start to outline the hairline. Lay it flat as you cut it out. Come in the other side. Right around this front hairline. Come in right here, come right down to the hairline. Clean that up. All around this front temple area. Right down the sideburns. Shape it in. Right around the ear. Lay this down. Come in on edge. Come right around this. Right down the hairline. Just push in gently, and you'll see me line that in first of all. Before I cut it all the way out, you see the line right in there that we just lined right in. Now we come in, we cut this out. Now across the nape of the neck, smooth this. Clean this off. Now I'll come in and I'll start right down below where we cut with a 3-0 here, turning this upside down, gentle pressure, and push against the growth pattern of the hair right here. Now come all the way down to where a t-shirt line would sit and clean this up. Turn it over, come up to the line, the hairline, and watch how I just back this out. Just like when we did this with the larger clipper, the fast feed on the very bottom, but we're staying even lower so that we have a beautiful blend from skin up to the next size and next size and next size. That simple, that clean. Now let's clean them up. Wipe all this off. Let's grab a little hair product. I've got a little bit of a pomade. I'm going to put it in the palm of my hand. Rub your hands together real well when you apply the product so that it builds warmth in your fingers. That emulsifies the product so you can spread it out more. Then I'll come in and I'll start right at the top and scrub it right in. Literally work it into the scalp, all the way down to the hair close to the scalp. Rub that well. This just requires a finger finish. We're not going to use a comb, we're not going to use a brush, nothing but our fingers. So there, you get a good look of what it looks like. Notice the fade goes all the way from skin all the way on up with no lines of demarcation. Just that simple. So there you go, guys and girls. A simple, step-by-step, traditional fade. You can take this to a variety of lengths. You can start out with longer blades or longer attachments, or shorter blades or shorter attachments, and do a variety of different lengths. Again, David Green, the Global Artistic Director from Oster Professional Products. Hit us at www.osterstyle.com. And as for me, I'm going to get on my ride and blow at it.